Welcome to the pre-race webinar for the 2024 Houston Texans Kids Triathlon. I hope you guys are all ready to try. My name is Tony Sapp. I'm the race director for the event, and I'm joined with Coach Meagan, Meagan Davis from PreRace Tri Team. She's the one that's been leading our pre-race clinics for the past, 5-6 years now. And she's been doing a great job getting the kids prepared. We have a few different goals today, so I'm going to break this meeting up a little bit. So we're going to get the whole meeting today, and then once I upload it to the website, I'm going to have chapters so you can go back and review specific sections. So in today's webinar, we're going to be covering race success with Coach Meagan. She's going to talk about how to have a successful race and day at the Kids Triathlon. And then we're going to host a short Q&A so you can ask triathlon-specific questions to Coach Meagan, and she'll get those answered. After the Q&A, we'll then go right into the event overview, where I'll be talking about kind of the race day logistics, how everything's going to go, course map, schedules, things of that nature. I'll also cover some volunteering options. We do always need volunteers for the race. So any help we can get is useful, and we do have a group donation program, and I'll go more in detail about that when we get to that section. After that, we'll do an event-specific Q&A where you can ask questions about the race. In addition to this pre-race webinar, I'll also be hosting a few pre-race briefings during the early bike check-in on both Friday and Saturday. Coach Meagan and some of her team will be out there to kind of help get you guys set up and situated in your transition spots and help, kind of answer those last minute questions. And me and my race crew will also be on hand to answer any questions you have about the event itself. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into race success with Coach Meagan. We'll go through the event overview. So all the information here is on the website, HoustonKidsTri.com. It's linked in every email that comes out to you. It's linked in your confirmation email. And it's just, it's I've spent a lot of time putting together the website and to have everything available for you guys. So we're going to be covering just some of the basics on these. I'm not going to go too into detail on everything because I don't want to take, again, too much every time, because this information is available there, and I will be sending some emails out in the next couple of weeks, just kind of highlighting some of these things. So the event schedule. This weekend, on Saturday, we have our second pre-race clinic. The pre-race clinics, unfortunately, are all sold out at the time. We do limit participation in those so that the kids that go can have a really good experience. We're working on getting more for next year. We actually have gone from 1 clinic to 3 clinics. So we're continually adding year over year. So the next clinic will be on April 6th, on Saturday, April 6th. And then on Thursday, April 11th, we'll be hosting our first packet pickup. Packet pickup on Thursday will be from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And all of the packet pickups will be at Typhoon, Texas. I'm going to go into packet pickup in a little bit more detail in just a few minutes. I think maybe the next slide or so. And then Saturday, April 13th is race day for those participating on Saturday, obviously. And then after the event, we'll host packet pickup again, but only for the Sunday participants. And then Sunday again, race day for the Sunday participants. Like I said, packet pickup's coming up next. So packet pickup, we have all 3 of our packet pickups, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, will take place at Typhoon, Texas. It'll be in the exact same location, right next to the transition entrance, right behind the finish line. So we'll go over some of the race site map in another slide, but the schedule for packet pickup is going to be Thursday, April 11th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's anybody can come pick up their packets during that time. And then the packet pickup on Friday from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. That will coincide with early bike check-in for those participating on Saturday. Early bike check-in is not required. It's an optional thing, but it's highly recommended. We recommend it for a few reasons. Number one, getting your bike there and setting it up in transition helps you walk through with your kid and show them where their transition spot's going to be. The entire race site will be set up as well, so you can actually walk through the entire race site and get a really good idea of what it's going to be like on race morning. I'll also be hosting a couple of pre-race briefings with Megan, and we'll be going over some last minute details as well. Each day before packet pickup, I will be sending QR codes about 30 minutes before. If you bring those QR codes with you, it'll greatly expedite the check-in process, and we'll be able to get through the lines quicker. The line does, in past years, yes, a line will form generally at the beginning, but we move through it fairly quickly with me and the race crew there. The third packet pickup will be on Saturday after the race, and obviously that'll be only for the Sunday participants. And that one will be from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. and will also coincide with the early bike check-in for the Sunday participants. Same thing applies there. We do have two options if you can't make any of the packet pickups, or if you just want to kind of make it an easier process for you. We can do race packet shipping is an option. You can add that to your registration. The deadline to do that is next Thursday, and there will be an email going out with additional instructions, details, and a reminder that that is the deadline. Once race packet shipping closes, we understand some parents, stuff comes up at the last minute. So we do have an option to add race morning packet pickup to your registration after race packet shipping closes. So more details about those will be coming in emails. Oh, I do want to show you guys this. I'm sorry. So when you pick up your race packets, you're going to get a packet of race numbers. They're going to be in a white envelope like this, but there'll be a label on it with your participant's name, number, shirt size, water park tickets, all that kind of stuff. Inside this race packet is going to be a set of temporary tattoos that you're going to apply to the left and right arm. There's going to be a race bib. There's going to be 2 stickers. One sticker is to go on the front of your helmet, and one sticker is to go on the bike. And this is for identification on the bike when you're checking out. And there's also a vinyl wristband with the race number on it. This vinyl wristband is to be worn by the parent, not by the participant. This is how the parent will get in and out of transition before and after the race. So remember, everything is for the participant except for the wristband. Wristband is for the parent. We do have on the website, and I will have signage on site as well, that shows exactly where all of the race numbers should go, with detail and some additional wording on there. This is under the FAQ section on the race website. And like I said, there will also be signs at early bike check-in with the same information on it. Race morning, what to expect on race morning. Race morning is going to be hectic. It's going to be busy. There's going to be a lot of people. We have produced this. This will be my 9th year producing this event. We have kept it very organized, kept it very on schedule over the past 9 years, and I expect it to be the same. Just be patient with the crew, be patient with other participants, and be patient with other parents. We're going to work. We're working with you to make the race a success for your child. So we're all working together to make, to have a great day and have a great race. Race morning, when you arrive, I recommend arriving early, and this was also in Megan's part of the presentation, was to arrive early on race morning. That way you can get in, get your transition area set up, kind of relax, enjoy the moment. Texans will be out there. We'll have music out there. We'll have an MC that'll be out there. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a really a lot of fun. But just wanted to set your expectations. It will be busy. Parking might take a few minutes, but you will get parked. We will not start the race without you. So just keep that all in mind. Timelines for transition. So transition is going to be opening at Transition is going to be opening at 5 a.m. each morning. From 5 a.m. to 6:30, one parent is allowed in transition with the child to help them get set up. At 6:30 a.m., we kick all parents out of transition, and the participants will stay at their transition spots. From that point, we'll go into pre-race announcements. I'll go over some last-minute details about the course, anything that may have slightly changed from what's online. We'll do the national anthem, and then we'll start working to get the short course kids over to the swim start. Once we get over to the swim start, the plan is to start at 7 a.m. on the dot. As soon as we get going, it's all going to be happening very, very fast. Kids are going to be going into the water 3 to 4 at a time every 2 to 3 seconds so we can maintain the flow on the race course. Then on Saturday, as soon as the short course begins, we're going to begin the splash and dash. And then as soon as the first or the last participant from the short course completes their bike, at that point, we will then start moving the long course participants down to the swim start. And then at approximately 8 o'clock, we're going to be starting the long course. At about 9:30 a.m., we're going to be doing the triathlon, the award ceremony for the triathlon. So that's how we're going to get going in the morning, and that's kind of the flow of how everything's going to go. I'll answer any questions when we get to the Q&A section. So I'll get to your question whenever we get down to there. Race course. So I'm going to take you to the race course page for this one because there's a lot of information here. So on the race course, we have a few different ways you can kind of go over the course with your participants. I have obviously some images, pictures of the course, some overviews, some high-level detail, and some closer in of the water park area. And then I have in-depth course descriptions down here that go in detail about how the race is how each section of the course flows and how it'll work for each of the participants. We're going to actually go through this is my favorite, the live race site map. So this is a Google map that I created to kind of lay out the entire race site. I have several versions of these. This is the one that participants have access to. The nice thing is you can zoom in, zoom out, and get a little more detail about where things are happening during the race. So on race morning, you're going to come in and you're going to park. There's tons of parking. We have the only not open spots will be where the Texans post race is. And this area right here is going to be reserved for volunteers, crew, sponsors, and the Texans legends and current players that'll be there, and the cheerleaders and Toro. And also we're going to have new this year a big screen TV, 17 foot by 10 foot, that's going to be broadcasting from around the race site, including for the first time ever, the swim start. So the parents will actually be able to see the swim start. Once you park, you're going to come in. The transition entrance, the finish line is going to be right on this area here. The transition entrance is right around this area. This may change a little bit because depending on how many participants are registered, changes the kind of the length that transition ends up being. Short course participants are going to be in this section. Long course participants are going to be up on the north side. Splash and dash participants are going to be located directly in between. On Sunday, that splash and dash section will change to our para and adaptive athletes section. So that's kind of how we break up the transition. Once we get kids ready to go and we start bringing them down to the start, we're going to walk them from transition around through the back pathway here, and they're going to queue up on this area here. The swim start is right down here. We're going to have a camera set up so you can actually watch all of this on the screen that's going to be in the parking lot. Short course participants are going to go in this direction around the lazy river. Long course participants are going to go in the other direction. Both exit at the same point. Parents will not be able to get any further. I'm sorry. You'll be able to enter the water park race morning through the gates next to the wave pool. There'll be signage and things directing you there. You won't be able to get any further than this swim viewing area, though. That's why we're going to have the screen set up so you can actually watch the swim start. So you can hang out in this area here. Excuse me. You can hang out in this area here and watch the kids as they exit the water and make their way back to the transition area following this path here. Once the kids get into transition area, they're going to gather their bike equipment, put on their helmet, take their bike, and walk or jog it through transition to the bike in and out section. The bike in and out section, they're going to go out on Katie Mills Drive, go down to Katie Mills Circle, and let's zoom out a little bit here. Go about halfway around the mall, turn around, come back, and get back to the transition area. Once they get back to the transition area, they're going to get off the mount dismount line is going to be approximately in this location. They'll get off their bikes and walk it back into transition, leave their bike in their transition spot, take off their helmet, and start off on the run. The long course, and then for the bike, the long course, we'll do a loop at this point right here. So they'll go out all the way down to the turnaround point, come back around to this loop point, and then do this part of the loop again. That's to get in the extra mileage for their bike. Entering the run course, they're going to head out of the water park via the parking lot, through the gravel lot, and onto Star Lane. There's a couple different courses, the way the course is set up here. The short course is going to skip this section right here, and they'll turn, do an out and back, come back, and then come back towards the finish line. The long course will do an out here, come here, loop all the way back in, loop back here, and back here. So if you want, there's more than enough space for you to come down to this area to watch part of the run. It's about a 0.2 mile walk, I believe, from the transition to this area over here. So you can get out here and watch part of the run, watch the kids run. When they come back in, they're going to finish. And then they're going to get their finisher's medal, some water, and then be directed back into transition. The kids will be directed to stay in their transition spots. They can kind of gather around and mingle and watch other finishers and things like that. But we're going to keep them in their transition spot until the final participant is out on the run course. Once the final short course participant is out on the run course. Once that happens, there will be announcements being made. That transition will be open. Transition will be open for you to come in and claim your kids. You'll come back in through the transition entrance and claim. You'll need to have your wristband on. Remember, the wristband's for the parent that can get into transition. You can come back in through here, claim your child, gather their equipment, and then take them out. Again, we'll be checking wristbands, checking race numbers, things like that. We will have some uniformed police officers in transition as well. It's important that you gather all of your equipment and understand that it takes a little bit of time to get 700-800 kids with their parents and their equipment out. So we'll get everybody out and we'll get everybody on their way to the post-race party and everything. Just be patient. Please don't start handing equipment over the fence, because that goes against our safeguards, the things we're doing to try and protect you and everybody else at the event. That's why we have one single entrance and exit point for transition. The long course, the short course kids will wait for their parents to come claim them. The long course kids, because they're a little older, we usually will let them leave transition if they want to by themselves without their parent, but we won't let any short course participants out without their parents. So once the race is over, you've enjoyed, you've had everything, so you've had your fun there, you'll head over to the Houston Texans post-race party. They're going to have a ton of stuff set up. Lots of games, lots of photo ops, lots of food trucks, all kinds of stuff over there. So that's where you can kind of enjoy the rest of your day before the awards ceremony. At 9:30 a.m., approximately, as soon as the results and everything are ready, we're going to host the awards ceremony inside the water park. There'll be signage directing you where to go, but you're going to enter through the same way you came in early in the morning. And the wave pool will be open, so feel free to enjoy the wave pool. Go ahead and hop in, and we'll be doing the award ceremony up on the stage right outside the wave pool. Once the award ceremony is complete, everybody will need to exit the water park, and then you'll re-enter with your tickets. So That is the course, and that is the course maps. So let's head back to the presentation. Okay. Post-race. We already talked about this a little bit. The Houston Texans post-race party. There'll be tons of photo ops. There'll be Texans legends. There'll be current players. The Houston Texans cheerleaders and Toro will all be in attendance as well. Autographs, pictures, games. Like I said, food trucks. Lots of fun stuff to do over there. Already covered the award ceremony is going to be in the wave pool. The water park opening. The water park is scheduled, at least the last I checked, so it's scheduled to open at 11 a.m. That is subject to change based on their own, however they decide to do it, because they get to make the final call on that. Every registered participant does receive a water park ticket included with their registration. You could still buy, if you haven't already, additional discounted water park tickets with your registration. Those will be given to you at packet pickup, or if you're having your packet shipped, they'll be shipped to you. The water park ticket office will be open morning of, but the price will be higher than what you pay if you pre-purchase them. I'm not exactly sure what that price is. I know we have them for $35 a piece. I think they're $40 to $45 a piece at the gate. So just kind of keep that in mind. And you have time. I'll send an email reminder whenever the deadline's approaching for that. Okay. Volunteering. So I'll try to keep this quick too. Volunteers. Obviously, our events can't happen without volunteers. Volunteers help us with all kinds of tasks and things around the race site. In addition to volunteers, I also do have paid race crew. If any of you are interested in joining the race crew, feel free to reach out, and I'll send you where you can fill out an application. It's a lot of fun. I produce 3 events a year, and I work with over 100 races a year. It's a really good time. But volunteer wise, most of the shifts will start early in the morning, like around 5:30. We have tasks anywhere from working the finish line, working water stations, working transition to help the kids with their bikes, helping with the swim start, helping at packet pickup. There's tons and tons of options. If you go to the volunteer registration page on the race website, you'll be able to see all the different options that are available and the time shifts, locations, and a few more details about each one. We do have a group donation program for groups of 10 or more. That donation program pays out, we've paid out, I want to say $50,000 since we started doing this to different groups. So I do have a list of groups that are already attached to volunteer registration. If you don't see your group listed, feel free to reach out and we can get you added on there. There will be communication for volunteers as well. That communication will happen as the race gets closer. And then to register, just go to the event website, and there'll be a link on pretty much every race email that goes out. There'll be a link to volunteer in those emails. So it looks like Megan has not joined us yet, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up to the event Q&A. Okay, let's see if we have some questions.
Hi, Tony. This is Joanna Aldridge.
Joanna.
This is our second year to do this event, and it's fabulous. I just want to say thank you so much. It was such a great experience.
Oh, thank you.
We might have been a little overzealous with our youngest on getting off. We've got one training wheel to go. At the last minute, is it possible to move from the full tri to the splash and dash if we can't get her comfortable by time of race?
Yes, I do allow race transfers to like the splash and dash or triathlon like that back and forth up until race day. Well, the day of till packet pickup, I guess, not till race day. The deadline, though, to transfer from day to day is actually coming up tomorrow. So if you want to transfer from Saturday to Sunday or Sunday to Saturday, that deadline is tomorrow. And that is solely because of the race number sequences I have to use for both days. So as you saw, that packet didn't have a label on it yet because it doesn't have, I don't have race numbers assigned. So those will be being done later this week.
Okay, and so if we're staying on the same day, we just can switch anytime up until day before the race. Is that correct?
Yeah. Just let us know at packet pickup so we can get you changed out.
At packet. Okay, perfect. Thanks so much,
Yeah,
Tony.
no problem. I saw somebody else with their hand raised. Okay, Erica, you should be coming on right now. Hey, Erica. Erica, did you have a question? Okay. Okay, Pamela. Pamela, did you have a question?
Sorry, I was a viewer and I couldn't figure out how to.
No problem. Yeah, you just once I let you participate, you just hit the mic button at the bottom and it should unmute you.
First of all, thank you for hosting tonight because this was super important. This is our first time doing it, and we definitely had lots of questions. So I just wanted to clarify when the kid. So after the kiddo transitions at bike and goes off riding, there are other people like out. The street's not open to cars.
No, we closed the streets down completely.
Okay.
I wouldn't pick kids on a road with cars. No, let's see, we'll go back to the race site map. So the Katie Mills Drive is closed in this direction. It'll be open going this direction, but the traffic will be stopped right here from going any further. Every single one of these intersections leading all the way around will be closed. All these entrances to the mall loop will be closed. And this will be closed off right here for anybody coming here, as well as any entrance to the circle is going to be closed off. So
there are helpers, like if there was like kids ran bikes into each other or something, there's people around.
Yeah, we have SAG crews out on the bike course and volunteers and paid crew out there.
Awesome, thank you. And you suggest well, I was going to ask about the shoes, but you really don't know, do you?
I mean, I can answer some questions. I'm a former triathlete, so.
Okay, so he has like sneaker kind of water shoes, and he has sneakers. Should I buy separate shoes with the laces?
No, not necessarily. As long as he's comfortable biking and running in those, it's fine. As long as his feet are covered, it can be water shoes, it can be sneakers. I wouldn't recommend swimming in sneakers, obviously, but.
Okay. But the sneakers are left at the transition area.
Yeah,
right?
I do. And I didn't show this, but I do have on the website a transition setup. Let me pull that up real quick. So transition gear setup. So kind of just as kind of a baseline of the gear needed and how you'd set it up under your transition.
Awesome. And is that like a little mat?
Yeah, it could be a little. They actually sell like it's called a tri mat, or you can just use a small towel. A small bath towel works just fine too.
Okay. All right, that was not on the list. I'm putting it on the list. Okay. Okay. Got it. All right. Well, I sure appreciate all your time tonight. Thank you. This was really helpful.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to keep going through more of these questions one at a time. Okay, Chantel, you are the next one.
Yes, thank you. I have a question. We had an appointment that come up at last minute, and it's at 11 o'clock. When is the last race done?
Oh, we're done at 10 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Okay, like the award ceremony and everything. The goal is to have the water park completely cleared out by about 10:05, so they can open at 11.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Right, no problem. Yulia. You might want to unmute Yulia.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Tony. Thank you for all the information you provided. I have a question regarding the pre-race clinic. Do we need to register and go, or we can just pick a session and go there directly?
No, the pre-race clinics you must register for, and they're unfortunately all sold out at this point. We are going to be hosting a pre-race briefing, which will be kind of a light clinic
Mhm.
at the early bike check-ins for each day, and those are on the event schedule. That.
Okay. For example, my daughter registered Sunday one, and she's going to pick up the package on Saturday. So
Yeah, so
is there any up?
if she picks up on Saturday, we'll be hosting 2 pre-race briefings at 1
Mhm.
p.m. and 1 at 3 p.m.
All right. Sounds perfect.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you. Asabili?
Yes. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and I don't know if you said this already, so I just wanted to confirm with the shoes. So if they are swimming with water shoes and they wanted to switch into sneakers, can they put sneakers in the transition area to switch into or not?
Yes. Yeah, they can have their sneakers sitting there in transition. A lot of kids won't have any shoes at all on the swim.
Okay.
But yeah, water shoes are fine. They would just change them out before they got on the bike and before they went running.
Okay, all right, that's good to know. And then the people doing the short course, when they're done with their set, do they need to wait in the transition area before, till the long course folks are done, or do they come out and then just kind of wait in the park till the long course people are done?
The short course participants will wait in transition until the last. Oh, sorry, I'm joined by my supervisor here. The short course transition will be open for parents to come claim their kids as soon as the last short course participant starts their run. So that's when that'll open up.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure all participants have an opportunity to have a clean race course and get out on the run before the mass of parents come into transition.
Okay, so we can come into transition and start getting their stuff out while they are running.
Well, no, not until after they will have already finished.
Oh, okay.
You won't claim
Okay.
your child until after they've finished.
Okay. But we have to wait. So the short course people have to wait for the long course people to be done or not?
No, the short
Okay.
course. No, the
Gotcha.
short course.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
All right.
Mahid?
Hi.
Hello.
Can you talk more about like what's expected for the assisted splash and dash? Like, what do I need to bring a document?
I'll be reaching out directly to those registered for the assisted splash and dash separately.
Okay.
We're gonna basically, if you're registered for the assisted splash and dash or assisted triathlon, you will need to participate or be at early bike check-in
Okay.
and packet pickup. So because we'll have a little meeting real quick before to go over some event details, because this will be the first time that we're allowing parents on the course with kids. So there's a lot of moving parts here.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Tashini?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, you cut out when you were talking about, I know somebody asked the question I'm about to ask. Like, I do have my youngest on a tricycle, and I signed her up for a short course. So what do I need to switch her to?
She's on a what? I'm sorry.
She's not riding the bicycle yet. She still has the training wheels on it.
Oh yeah, she'll need to be, the training wheels aren't allowed because the transition area just can't accommodate bikes with training wheels on them.
Uh-huh.
So we can transfer her over to the splash and dash.
Splash and dash. Okay,
Yeah.
and how you'd be sending out an email for me to transfer her, or is there
Yeah, I mean you can either do it through your confirmation email. There's a link in there that says manage registration. or you can send me an email and I can walk you through it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, in case that wasn't, but I don't know if Megan had gotten to that point or not yet. I honestly don't remember. The training wheels, aero bars, and disc wheels are not allowed at the event. So those won't be allowed into transition if they have them, and we'll get you moved over to the splash and dash. Okay, Lacey.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. So I missed the first little bit, so you may have answered this. My question was about the swim. I'm just trying to figure out, are you only letting a certain amount in at a time, or how does that work with like the number of kids that are going to be in there?
Yeah, it's what's called it's kind of a modified time trial start. Time trial starts usually one at a time. We'll let 3 to 4 kids go at once, and then wait 2 to 3 seconds and let 3 to 4 more go. And the crew down there that's handling the start will be monitoring to make sure the course that there's not too congested or anything down there.
Okay. So because I saw that like the 10-year-olds, like all the 10-year-olds would go then before the 9-year-olds and things like that. Because I noticed you had to put advanced or not advanced, things like or whatnot.
Yeah. So the way the way they'll start is based on their race number, and the way I assign race numbers is so number 1001 will be the first number, and that will be assigned to a 10-year-old boy who is an advanced swimmer, and then so all of them will be assigned numbers, and then 10-year-old boys who are intermediate swimmers, and then beginner swimmers, and then 10-year-old girls who are advanced, and so forth, all the way down to, I think, what are we, 6 this year or 5? Yeah, 6 up to down to 6-year-olds.
Okay. I was just trying to figure out like, how that's staged. If you're trying to get around someone and how busy, crowded it was.
Yeah, it's busy, but we do our best to make sure there's not a lot of congestion on the swim, and that's why we do the modified time trial start. It's so we can get this amount of kids in a reasonable amount of time, and so we can keep the course from getting too congested.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I was just trying to figure out, like, my son's 9, but a really advanced swimmer, and so I was just, he's already worried about not being able to move or swim or things like that.
No, he'll be fine. We haven't had any issues with that in the past. Very, very, very minimal issues with that in the past.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Daniel.
Hey, Tony, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to check if they're doing the long course, they're checking in at 6:30. The race isn't starting until 8:05 for them. They're
Correct.
just kind of hanging out for an hour and a half. Can they bring a chair to transition if it's really small?
No, they aren't. They can't bring a chair. Some people use a bucket to hold their equipment. But that would be what you keep your equipment in. You could flip it over and sit on it. We have had this is brought up every year, the weight. We have not had any issues. The kids mingle. They can talk to their parents that are standing next to transition. They can cheer on the short course kids. We've never had an issue with kids waiting, the long course participants waiting. That's one of the reasons we start the short course first, because the short course younger kids would have a little harder time with that kind of weight.
All good. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
No problem. Okay. And Chanel, I'm not sure if you had another question, but I'll go ahead and bring you back in. Or Chantel, I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I had 2 more questions. My first one was, what time do all the kids have to be there? I have 2 kids in a long run and 1 in a short.
Transition closes at 6:30 a.m. both mornings. So you need to be set up, ready to go, and parents will be exiting transition at 6:30.
So they should be there at 6?
I prefer to be early to events.
Okay.
So I'd recommend getting there as early as possible. But 6 should be fine, with parking, and because keep in mind, you have to park, you have to unload, you have to get over to transition. There's a lot of things that have to happen. So I generally recommend getting there as early as possible. Transition opens at 5 a.m.
At 5 a.m.? Okay.
Mhm.
And my second question was, oh dang, I forgot my question. Oh, the practice race, or what is it called? The
pre-race briefings.
pre-race briefings. I had registered my kids for the 6th, and unfortunately we can't do it that day. Do I get my money back for that, or can I cancel that, or how do I get that off
No,
of
the
there?
proceeds from those clinics go straight to the financial assistance fund, so there's no refunds on those.
Okay.
Yeah, had you I don't know if you were one of the ones that reached out or not. We did have a wait list of participants, so yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That was it.
Okay, thank you. And Pamela.
Hi again.
Hello.
I just wanted to ask a quick question. Do you oh my God, I forgot it in all the waiting. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Getting old is a killer.
Yeah, that's okay. If you can reach out via email. I'm always here for that. And I'll also be at the pre-race briefings and at all the packet pickups and all that stuff. So questions can easily be answered. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Looks like that you're the last one, unless there's any other questions, Pamela, from anyone else. You can either ask in chat, or I got nothing in chat, or you can just raise your hand and I'll let you in. Okay. All right. So Pamela, I'm going to go. Oh, we have one more question. I'm going to go ahead and viewer. Bindia, go ahead. A couple more coming in. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Not sure if it's already discussed or if I'm asking again. So is it like the pre-clinics were all full and I could not get any for my daughter? She's participating in long course. So is it a requirement, or is that just an add-on and it's still okay?
The pre-race clinics were optional, but yeah, they're limited to 25 participants each, so a total of 75 participants this year. They sold out fairly quickly, and I'm working to add more and more each year, and I'll continue doing that. So yeah, those are 100% optional.
Okay, so I mean, this is the first time, so it's still okay, right? And she can participate, and she will be guided through how to go through each level. Is that right?
Of course, yeah. She'll be just fine. I would recommend coming to one of the pre-race briefings. We'll be doing like I mentioned, kind of a mini clinic at the pre-race briefing. So you'll get kind of the same feel with just not a 2-hour clinic.
Okay. Just one more question was like, do we need to drop off the bike the previous evening, or we can come in the morning like 5:30?
Early bike check-in is optional. I just highly recommend it because it's a great opportunity to see the race site and to get your bike drop off. So it's one less piece of equipment to bring in on race morning.
Okay. And so what about like they need to get their, I know only bikes can be dropped off, but they would probably need the helmets and other clothing once they're done with the swim.
That'll all be brought on race morning.
Race morning, and we can just drop it next to the bike. Is that what it is? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Alicia, you're next.
Yeah, how do I check packet pickup, or if I selected my packet to be mailed? I don't remember.
You can check your confirmation email or your run sign up profile where you registered, or you can shoot me an email and I can double check it on my end.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem. Pamela, I guess you remembered your question.
I got it. It was what happens in case of storms.
Case of storms. So do have a weather policy on the page.
I kind of remember seeing it. Would you remind me?
So we do the race rain or shine. We make no decisions before for canceling, rescheduling, or changing the course until race morning.
Okay.
If there is a extreme weather event, there may be some other decisions that need to be made, but we haven't had that issue. We did have a pretty severe actual rainstorm roll through around 5 a.m. last year on Saturday, and we still started the race, I think, 5 minutes late.
Okay. All right,
So-
great. Thank you. So if there's thunder or lightning, that's the only reason that it would.
We have a pretty robust protocol in place on like this, that right here. It mentions lightning within 10 miles of the race site could cause some delays of 30 minutes or more, but we haven't had that issue in the past. So,
All right. Thanks a bunch.
no problem. Okay. Naomi, you're next. Make sure you unmute.
Right. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, I may have missed it and apologies if I did, but for the race bib, the number, does the participant have to have a belt or can we pin it to a tank top or something?
Oh, you can pin it. There's little holes that we can pin it through. We'll have safety pins at packet pickup if you need some.
Okay. Yeah. And so they don't have to swim with it, right?
No. I'd highly recommend don't swim with it. It probably won't make it to the end of the race if it gets swam with.
Thanks.
All right, no problem. Okay, Chantel.
Sorry, I'm just keep getting questions as you were talking. You mentioned something about gear. What kind of things are they supposed to be bringing?
Gear. So on the event website, we do have a gear list. Under transition setup. So the minimum equipment is going to be the bike, the helmet,
right?
Some shoes to run in, and the race numbers. That's and obviously clothing to wear that you can swim, bike, and run in as well. That would be the minimum amount of gear to be able to participate. But there's some other things like sunscreen, sunglasses, hats, snacks, things like that we covered earlier in the meeting.
And so they would have like a individual backpack for that stuff?
Generally, yes, they would bring it in a backpack, lay it out on a towel like it's shown in the transition gear setup chart that's on the screen right now. This will also be, and there'll be staff on hand to be able to help you get things set up on race morning as well.
Okay, and so they don't carry that while they're running and biking?
No, this stays in their
transition
transition
square.
spot.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, no problem. Looks like Ethan, you're next. Make sure you unmute, Ethan.
Hi, Tony.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I was wondering, it seems as the picture shows that the kids are wearing a swim cap. Are they going to be given a swim cap or do we have to bring our own swim cap?
No, a swim cap is provided in the race packets, but it's not required. It's not really required to wear at this event. Swim cap for triathlon usually is a safety thing in an open water swim. I include it with the gear for this event, just kind of as it's part of triathlon, and it gives them a swim cap they can use later on to train in and things like that. Because it's pretty nice swim cap. I see kids still wearing their caps from previous years and things like that. So.
Okay, perfect. Now, if we do, we can still choose for our bibs, our information to be mailed to us until when would that be?
Next Thursday, I believe, is the cutoff. There'll be an email that goes out with the reminder.
Okay. And if we were to pick up the bibs, what's the time frame on, because my son is going on a Saturday?
Times are on the event website. If you go to the schedule page or the packet pickup page. So packet pickup schedules Thursday, April 11th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then Friday, April 12th from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. And obviously Saturday participant wouldn't be able to go to the Saturday packet pickup because that's after the race.
So we can go either Thursday or Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Tony. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Lacey, you're up next. Make sure you unmute, Lacey.
I'm sorry, I'm talking and you don't hear me.
No problem.
But my question is about as I'm hearing everybody talk, I'm thinking about what they're wearing. And so are you able to just, like, my son's just wearing swim shorts, like, whatever. Can he just wear that to the whole race, or do you need to put something else on?
No, a swimsuit's just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just got to be something that he's comfortable swimming in, biking in, and running in. That's the gist of it.
He lives in one, so that's all he needs. So it's fine. And so, like, you brought up like the number thing to put on him, so he could get out of the pool and then just pin that to his swim shorts or something.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not going to wear a shirt, I'd definitely recommend. He has to wear a shirt on the bike.
Okay,
Actually,
okay.
yeah, that is a requirement for the bike. If I remember, I have to go back to the rules, but I can double check that. But if he's not wearing a shirt, I'd recommend getting a race belt.
A race belt. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can get those from any sporting goods store. Just go in and ask them for a race belt, and they'll know what you're talking about. It's just I wish I had one. I know Megan had one to show off. It's just an elastic belt with a snap and little strings that go through the holes on the bib and hold it.
Okay, because otherwise, but you do think they have to wear a shirt for the bike?
I think that is a requirement for the bike. I'll need to go back through the rules to verify that, but I'm pretty sure. I know during the run it's not, but I think on the bike it might be.
Okay, so I've already put it on, and so you would have the shirt sitting. He just doesn't wear shirts very much, so
yeah. You just have the shirt sitting with your gear. Just
with
lay it
the
out
already on, like, and just throw it on, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you can bike with your bib. I just wouldn't recommend swimming it because I don't think it'll make it to the end of the race.
That makes sense. Gotcha. All right, thank you. I was trying to picture this paper put somewhere and not sure how that was working. So
yeah,
right.
No, it's actually Tyvek, so it's somewhat water resistant. It's just not waterproof.
Okay, gotcha.
So.
Be on the shirt that he puts on before he bikes. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Where'd get off?
Looks like we have Kashini up next.
Yeah, sorry. My question is, I heard you mention that, first the 10-year-old, advanced, middle, and then beginner. Were we supposed to declare somewhere what level swimming our kid is doing? Because I don't believe I declared, or are you?
Yeah, everybody does when they register. It's a required question when you're registering.
Oh, okay.
And if you need to confirm or make any changes, you can do. If you go look at your confirmation email or your run sign up profile page, it should show you the answer to all the questions that you had when you registered. And if you need to make any changes, just reach out via email and let me know.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Okay, it looks like we've made it through all of the questions. If nobody else has anything, I'll give you about 15 seconds to raise your hand. Oh, there's one. Hey, Mark.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I just wanted to ask about the bib. Is it sticky? Will it stick to a shirt as well, or do we actually need a race bib?
No, it needs to be pinned on. It's not sticky at all.
Pinned on. Got it. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
No problem. Okay. So that cleared the question. I'll give about 15 more seconds for anybody to raise their hand, and I'll let you join in for a question. Okay, that's a wrap. Thank you guys very much for coming. I appreciate it. I hope this was informative and useful. I know we missed some of the stuff with the with Coach Meagan, but she might have been having some internet issues. We'll get that covered. I'll probably get her to re-record something so I can add it to the online posting. So thank you guys very much. And as always, if you have any questions, reach out support@mynegativesplit.com, or you can hit the contact us button on the bottom of the website. Thank you guys very much for coming, and I hope you all have a great night.